Now Susan Sarandon stars with Gina Davis in an important new film, Thelma and Louise. Good morning. I'm really glad to see you here.
It's great to be here.
You are Louise in Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
I can't get this picture out of my mind, and I wonder if you can help me and tell me why.
I don't want it out of your mind.
I can't forget this picture. It's such an uncommon, unusual picture. Who are Thelma and Louise?
Thelma and Louise are two friends who start off in Arkansas and kind of end up in a kind of spiral of events and going cross-country.
So you're a waitress in a coffee shop?
I'm a waitress, and she married young. She's my friend. And
she's sort of in a stifled marriage.
Yeah, it's my job to get her in trouble.
So you two go away for a weekend?
Yep, and it turns out to be much more.
Turns out to be you don't get to where you thought you were going.
No, we get further.
You get further.
Much further.
Damn it, Thelma. Look, up until now we had only two things going for us. One, nobody knew where we were, and two, nobody knew where we were going. Now one of the things we had going for us is gone! Look, Thelma, you just gotta stop talking to people. You gotta stop being so open. We're fugitives now, right? Let's start behaving like that.
You're right.
Thank you.
Is there a way to describe Thelma and Louise as a film in a sentence or two?
No, I think that's what's so fabulous about it. It's a kind of cowboy genre film with women and cars and trucks instead of horses, but the really wonderful thing about it is that it can't be described in a soundbite.
Academy Award winner Susan Sarandon has been making movies for more than 40 years. Wow. But this latest role seems to be tailor-made for her.
Yeah, in the new film Pong Summer, set in 1985, Susan plays a former champion at what else?
Ping
Pong,
pong.
a sport in which she's passionate about in real life, and she gives the main character, Rad, some pointers. Take a look.
After a point, you go to your recovery routine. You might see some pros, they go up and they touch the table like that, or they'll blow on the ball, they blow on their palms, they take their towel out, maybe all of them. I used to jump up and down on my toes and then go to my safe zone and come back and focus.
Now, what are you going to do? And he was like, I have no idea.
Focus.
Oh, hi, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, this poor kid, you really feel for him. He's the definition of nerd, isn't he? Right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun because this film is right in your power alley. I mean, ping pong, I don't know if everyone knows it, but in New York, we know very well that ping pong is your thing. Tell us about your passion for it.
You know, I'm a propagandist. I'm not an especially good player, but
Yeah.
I love that it cuts across gender and your body type, your age. You can beat your dad. Little nerdy kids can beat big guys. Girls can win. So you get a lot of exercise. It's very good for your mind. I have a bunch of ping pong clubs spin.
Yeah.
One in New York, Toronto, Dubai.
Stop it.
Hello.
When you go this summer, you can
My
go and
sister
play with your
lives there. I'll have
sister.
to tell
Well,
her.
we're going to franchise. We'll put them everywhere because I'm creating a ping pong nation is what I'm doing.
But we need this picture to work, both of us. All I ask is that you do your best work. Try. Because when you're good, Joan, you're good.
Do you really think so?
No, you're not going to cry. Yes, I really think so. I've always thought so.
Hello, Miss Susan.
Hello, Miss Susan. We love you.
Oh, I love you guys. I missed you. It's been a long time.
Come back and visit us.
This is a juicy series, and it's probably not for little Muppet heads, right? To watch?
Probably not, but probably they wouldn't get whatever wasn't for them, I think. They might be a little... Yeah, we're not here to plug it for 5-year-olds or 4-year-olds. No.
Now, when you got the script, I know Ryan Murphy sent it to you, and you'd been offered to play Betty on several other occasions, right, during your career. And why didn't you? And why did you? Everybody says yes to Ryan, I know, because he's
Well, but also Ryan had brought it to me when it was a film. So even many years before, and he was going to direct, and then someone else was going to direct, and it never
came
it
together.
it just seemed like a one-joke thing, like they hate each other, they're bitchy, but so what, you know? And when he placed it in the 8 hours, there could be a context, and it could say something more about Hollywood and ask the question, has it changed so much? What actually went on for aging actresses then? Or now.
Boy, we have got an embarrassment of riches when it comes to Hollywood stars on the show this morning, and they don't come much bigger than our next two guests.
Between them, they've starred in some of our favorite movies, but never in one together until now. We're talking about Susan Sarandon and Naomi Watts. They're playing mother and daughter in the new movie, 3 Generations.
It's about one family's changing dynamics over the course of 3 generations, and what happens when 16-year-old Ray, played by Elle Fanning, wants to transition from female to male. Susan Sarandon, Naomi Watts. I wasn't sure if we had a clip. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
I was just saying, this is so good. I feel like it's a must-see. What took you guys so long to work together? I mean, it was just the chemistry of it.
They usually only allow one gal per film.
One at a time.
And then you hate each other and you're not in the same scenes. It's very rare that you actually get to hang out.
But in all seriousness, we were talking about the fact that transgender issues are very topical right now. It strikes a chord, and frankly, you learn a lot when you're watching it. Talk a little bit about this film.
Well, I think one of the reasons that it appealed to us was that it was so accessible. You know, it's not a documentary, but it does bring up a lot of the fears that a parent would have, a lot of the concerns, and this amazing, you know, all of the specifics that a kid would be going through, and plus another subplot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do find out a lot, but it's also kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a sitcom about transitioning in a way,
but
because I'm so
is.
stupid in it, really. I ask all the dumb questions, and I have all the misconceptions, so it gives a voice to a lot of different concerns, and she's the mom, so she's kind of...
We're all going through it in our different ways on different time programs, so it can relate to every person, I think, in terms of their schedule.